Hey everyone, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2018 Jeep Cherokee, we're going to be showing you how to install the Blue Ox second vehicle kit for the Patriot supplemental braking systems. Before we do that though, let's take a minute, we'll check this out and make sure it's what you're looking for. Before we jump right in, I figured I'd just touch base on one of the main questions that we get asked in regards to setting up your Cherokee to get flat towed, and that's what parts am I going to need? So there's a total of 5 main components. You'll have your base plate, your tow bar, your safety cables, your tow bar wiring, your supplemental braking system, and there's one other thing that I like to recommend for the Cherokee, which is a towed vehicle charge line kit. That way your battery stays charged whenever you're flat towing. Right away, what this kit is going to be compatible with as far as the Patriot braking systems go, it should work with all of them. The original Patriot, the Patriot 2, the Patriot 3, and the most updated Patriot, which is what we have here. And that's because all of the Patriot braking systems are going to share that same breakaway switch connection like this plug has here, which will allow you to plug directly into the unit. What this kit is going to come with, it's a few components, right? You're going to have your breakaway switch, the tether that connects the breakaway switch to the safety chain openings on your motorhome's hitch, and of course the cable that runs from your switch to the operating unit like we just showed you. And there's a few different reasons that I can think of where something like this would come into play. One of them being you have 2 vehicles that you tow, right? The Patriot systems are real easy to move around and everything. So, let's say if you already have something else that you like to flat tow, but you want to pull your Cherokee now, you already have that Patriot braking system, you use this, mount up the switch, and you can move that braking system between vehicles. Another reason would be if you happen to damage the breakaway switch in one way or the other, or rather just maybe replace it after a while as a safety thing or a maintenance item almost, if that makes you feel better. Or if you happen to maybe had a vehicle that was all set up, traded it in, didn't bother with taking these components off, you could pick up this kit, get everything new, set it up, and get everything working. Other than all that though, not really a whole lot to this. This could be a great solution for those of you that are in a situation like we just talked about. As far as getting this installed goes, everyone's setup's going to be a little bit different as far as what base plate you have on the vehicle, or where you have your brackets mounted and things like that. But the concept's gonna be the same across the board. So shouldn't really take you a bunch of time or give you too many issues. But with that said, why don't we go ahead and get started on it now. To begin our installation, we're going to be here at the front of our Jeep, and we need to focus on getting the breakaway switch mounted up and the wiring ran. Now in our case, we have the fascia removed just so we can see a lot better, and doing it at the same time we're doing the base plate, it's easier to route everything, but it can be done with it all put back together. Just be a little more tricky to get the wires in place. So I'm not going to mount this up just yet. How we have ours set up, I think we'll have the fascia back on. That way we can mount up our bracket and actually get this secured and not have to make a huge hole in our fascia potentially. So I'll set this off to the side, but at least we can have the wires ready. So this is it here. And if you're routing other stuff too that needs to come to the front, like a charge line or tow bar wiring, great time to do it all at once. But it's all loosely routed. Just have it coming up through here, kind of through this little pocket where it'll come up into the engine compartment. So that wire comes up through here along the side of our fuse compartment, and then on the firewall there's a factory grommet that you can cut the little end of it off and take the wire for our breakaway switch and pass it through there into the inside of our vehicle, where it'll come out on the driver's side floorboard. In our vehicle now, underneath the dash on the driver's side, this is where the wiring is going to come through the firewall. From here, to get the wiring hooked up, what I'm going to do is get our fascia back in place. That way we can get the wire through here and be able to get it wrapped up here. So I was able to get our fascia put back in place. Kind of see what I was talking about, how our bracketry and everything's set up. Kind of have to get the fascia back on, and at least in our case. But I went ahead and mounted the breakaway switch, and really straightforward. I just attached it to our bracket that I have connected to the bumper beam. Now, depending on your base plate and everything, it might be set up a little bit different, but the concept's the same. You just want this to be mounted up to a solid surface. You know, just use a nut and a bolt and secure it down. But what I have here, this is the wire that we ran down here, you know, that goes into the cab of our vehicle. And then this connector comes right off the back of the breakaway switch. All right, and you're just gonna simply plug those two in together. One thing I like to do once it's plugged in is come back with some electrical tape and just tape that connection point up real good. Help keep it protected, but I'll just push this wiring kind of back in, and I'll come in and grab a couple zip ties and just secure it up. All that's left to do now is take the cable that's inside. Once you have your Patriot braking system set up, that'll plug right into the breakaway. And that's all there is to it as far as this kit goes. So with that said, that'll finish up our look at and our installation of the Blue Ox second vehicle kit for Patriot braking systems on our 2018 Jeep Cherokee.